Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Paula's Soapbox Live. I'm here with one of my favorite singer-songwriters, Keaton Simons. And if you don't know, hi, and if you don't know that name, trust me, you will. He released his live album this year called Nowhere to Hide. Sorry, my dog is at my feet now. He released his live album Nowhere to Hide this year. And, of course, in a couple of days will be his annual Eve of the Eve Stage It show. Also with me is the big kahuna of Red Boot PR, Laura Goldfarb. And hi, Laura. And she has a weekly radio show on Breakthrough Radio called Jam Session. And she's also been adding songwriter to her long list of talents. She co-wrote the song When I Go with Keaton and Smith Carlson for the show Suits on USA earlier this year. Guys, thank you so much for coming back.
Hi, I love hearing you say nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to hide. My southern accent.
It's so wonderful.
The album's title better that way.
Me too. I'm gonna call it Nowhere to Hide from now on.
Hide. Yeah, you need to change it to that. So you guys have had a busy year.
Yes. I mean, whenever I keep thinking about it and being like, what did I do this year? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you guys did a lot of stuff. Keaton, I know that you've been making the talk show rounds with Chris Cornell.
Yes, that's been so much fun. Oh boy, that's been great.
Are you still doing that with him, or?
Yeah, I haven't. We don't have anything booked coming up. He's still in the middle of his tour, and we hit it pretty hard. So I don't know what there is left to do. Of the talk shows, but hopefully we'll be doing some more stuff in the future, in the not too distant future, because I really enjoy working with him. He's incredible.
Yeah, and you were on the Today Show with David Duchovny this year too. So
that's right. Yeah, I was on Today Show with Duchovny. I was on Good Morning America with Cornell. I was on Ellen, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, you did a lot of that stuff with him this year, and you also accompanied him with Prince's cover "Nothing Compares to You," and your solo was mentioned in Rolling Stone. So congratulations for that!
Thank you so much. I can't believe that. I was like, wow, I play, just played a solo. He's just like, here, play a solo. Okay, great. And they talk about it Rolling Stone. I was like, nice.
Yeah, that's a nice mention. Very nice. So you also just finished, I noticed on your IMDb page, you finished a movie with your mom and stepdad, Eric and Eliza Roberts.
Yes.
What can you tell me about that? Days of Power.
Days of Power. Days of Power is a really, really great experience to make. It's a thriller, but there's an underlying theme about it's made by people who are very heavily into animal rescue, particularly dog rescue and stopping those puppy mills where, it's very important to be conscious about spaying and neutering your animals and stuff like that. And there's so many that don't have homes and so it's great because it's a thriller, it's a horror movie, but it's got this great message underlying, which is like, an animal rights, animal rescue message. So very cool. It was fun to do a horror movie. Yeah.
So when is it coming out?
I don't know. They've been screening it. It's had a few premieres. There was a local premiere in the Delaware where we shot a bunch of it. I'm not sure exactly. I think they're talking to festivals and stuff before they talk release.
Okay. Well, you keep me updated on that, okay?
Of course, we'll let you know.
You kind of play yourself in a way.
I always play myself. That's what.
Yourself, but
no, that's true.
You do a really great job at playing yourself.
Thank you. Good. That's they say that's the hardest thing to do, but for me, it's not that hard.
To be fair, not yourself, but a guitar
player.
No,
right. I guess I play a musician. I play a rock guitar. I don't play myself because I do kind of. I gave the character something. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, you also did Rock Story, and it was released earlier this year.
Yes,
and I noticed that. Go ahead.
No, go for it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and you also appeared in a short film as well. So,
which one? The Novelist?
No.
Eyes Like Planets.
Oh, Eyes Like Planets. Oh, Eyes Like Planets is really cool too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was a really fun one.
And
I wrote a song
on the spot.
On the spot. So the song
Really?
that I sang in that short film, I wanted to, they were listening to a bunch of my stuff and were like, oh, is there anything that works? And I said, what I've been really enjoying doing lately is just seeing what happens right in the moment and kind of finding the inspiration of just that unique moment and see if we can come up with something right then and there. I've got plenty of songs in the backlog, that we can talk about if we want to figure something out, but let's see what happens. And so I got there when they were filming and was just kind of getting set up and getting inspired by what was going on around and all the energy of everybody there, and wrote that song, and that's the song for the movie.
Wow. And you wrote it right on the spot. So how long did it take you to write it?
How long?
We were there for a few hours.
Yeah. But no, it was written in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, but that's still like really amazing that you did that. I noticed when I was watching it that I didn't recognize the song.
Right,
so I knew it was a new song.
Yep.
We're gonna finish it and record it at some point.
I will one day. One day I will finish it and record it.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, your song "When I Go" was featured on Suits on USA earlier this year. And Laura, you of course helped write the song. So, I mean, it really seems to have taken off. So how many views are you up to on YouTube now? I know it was quite a few.
Yeah,
I think we're like a little over maybe 198,000
Yes,
on the one that we uploaded, not on, because a lot of people have made their own version of it. So they've just grabbed the song from iTunes and then made their own little video on YouTube. So it's probably close to 1 million
total
here and there total.
Yeah, but the one that we posted has just under 200,000.
That's still, I mean, that is really good.
That's crazy. Yeah. And I was getting like a few thousand a day for a while. I mean, I was just like, wow, I wasn't slowing down either. I kept every day, I was starting to annoy myself by being like, oh guys, there's more views.
Well, I know when you type in like Suits or When I Go, all this stuff starts coming up. What was the song on Suits this year? What was, so it's crazy.
So
I'm
great.
not surprised though.
Yeah, well, thank you.
It's a great song, and obviously, I think that you're a great singer-songwriter, and Laura, you've obviously got some great songwriting chops as well. So,
yeah,
I have a good teacher.
Yes.
Well, it takes natural talent, I think, to be able to do songwriting. So, don't sell yourself short with that. So,
not at all. Exactly. Don't sell yourself short. And I enjoy writing with people who are writers when their main focus isn't on songwriting, because it gives us such a different approach.
Yeah.
It's really like and Laura's such a brilliant writer, so many different ways, all of her blogs and articles and things that she writes, bios and all of it.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, and it was also, When I Go was also nominated for an award this year too, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, an HMMA.
Hollywood Music and Media Awards.
Yeah. Hollywood Music and Media Awards.
I will say though, that was really cool just because of the other people who were nominated in that category.
Yeah.
Amy Schumer for the No Makeup song.
That song's so funny. Have you heard that? Have you seen it?
So. No, I don't think that I've heard it. I don't know how I missed it, but
yeah. Amy Schumer, she's really funny.
Yeah.
Who else is in that category? There was someone else. I was like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, there were a few like amazing people.
Whoever won was the one.
So, Laura, are you planning on doing more songwriting now that this has become such a success? Are you going to kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always kind of writing. Keaton and I haven't sat down and written anything together in a while.
Yeah.
And I haven't yet found another artist that I feel comfortable to be like, I really don't entirely know what I'm doing, but here's sort of my writing and here you go.
Right, yeah.
So that's been kind of the cool thing about writing with Keaton, because I can just sort of take my writing, which isn't in any particular shape or form yet, and he can kind of take it and mold it into a song.
Yeah.
So that's kind of makes it easy for me.
Yeah.
I always throw it out there if I'm ever working on anything. I do a lot of writing where I just really focus on the vibe and the melody, and will sing gibberish or just whatever words come to mind. And so I'm always asking Laura if she feels inspired or hears me saying something in particular to tell me, and not,
Yeah.
That's a good way to write.
Well, so I know that you are going to, or I heard that you're going to write a new album soon, or you're working on a new album with new material.
Yeah, well, I've written a ton of new material and recorded quite a bit of it already. So
Yeah.
I've got a lot of stuff just kind of ready to go. But I'm constantly writing more and working on different projects. It's been wonderful because I'm just kind of creating this great library of brand new music, and I can't wait to figure out creative ways to, let it out there into the world.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for it. Obviously, I'm ready for new music. I love Beautiful Pain, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for new stuff. We're definitely going to at least have some singles coming.
Well, yeah. You can sort of share the information. I think that Paula's show is a great place to sort of explain sort of what the game plan is, and kind of what we talked about of the landscape of the industry now, and how you have to kind of focus.
It's true. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a person who likes to do a lot of different things. I create in many different genres, and I don't like to let anything stand in my way or hold me back. But when you're talking about kind of coming up with a strategic release plan or branding and marketing and that kind of thing, it needs to be much more focused, much more streamlined. You're trying to kind of create a very cohesive message and brand altogether, and being all over the place is not the best cohesive brand. Right. But it's great because I am finding outlets for all of those things, while at the same time using my experience and using that to develop and figure out what my streamlined kind of focused style and image is going to be for my next big major release. But I'm creating a Patreon. I'm going to start with a really, really cool platform called Patreon, which is going to allow my core fan base and anybody else who's interested to kind of have access to all the stuff that I'm doing and not have to wait for the rest of the world.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Right? Is that a well?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, I understand that you co-wrote and co-produced a song with Adam Vidal for Paris in the wake of the terrorist attacks. So is it available for purchase yet?
It is. It's available on iTunes. It's called EODM, and then in parentheses, Song for Paris. It's Adam Vidal is an incredibly talented young artist from Paris. He's been at it. He's only 22 years old, but he has been hitting it hard since he was 15. His first tour was opening for Pink. He just spent last summer on tour opening for Carlos Santana. He's incredible, and he's got an amazing knowledge and love and passion for hip hop, especially like old school hip hop. And he's a rock and roller and loves blues, and he and I are very well, compatible in that way, because I've got a great history in hip hop, especially the old school stuff of working with Trey Hartson from the Far Side and Snoop Dogg and all those guys. And so we're creating a whole project. We've actually done a few songs. That was the first one that we did, and it was right in the wake of that attack. Mm-hmm. He, if not for an early flight the next morning, would have been at that concert. And so just it hits so close to home, obviously, for him. That is his home, and he would have been there. I got in contact with him just to make sure he was okay. He was on his way out to LA in part to do some work with me, and I was like, man, I'm sitting here feeling helpless, and I want to know what we can do, and so as soon as he got here and got settled, we got that tune knocked out, and it kind of really started something cool between the two of us.
Yeah, and you're going to donate the proceeds to that song. All of the
proceeds will be donated, absolutely. We're figuring out the Eels of Death Metal have a specific charity. I want Adam and his team to figure it out over there first, because they're in Paris, and I want to make sure that it's all going to the right place.
Right. Well, that's very smart and very generous. So it's good that you guys did that.
it's kind of seems like the best thing that I can, how can I
Right.
use what I have, if anything, to
Right. Use your talents to do something worthwhile. Yeah, totally get it. So you guys, the two of you, went on a 6-week journey across the U.S. Was
Yes.
that business or pleasure or both?
It's always both.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Business, pleasure, misery, all of it. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's always we always have a really good time though. I mean, we travel very well together. We've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, but that was 6 weeks ago, like a long time ago. There's a reason we haven't done it since.
Okay.
Which
one was that one?
That was that I think you're referring to earlier this year, like February to March, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
South by and
South,
all.
yeah. So the tour before South by, leading up to South by, and then after.
Yes.
That was admittedly one of the most difficult,
I know, for you,
tours for me that we've ever done, because I was working on an unofficial South by Southwest showcase that whole time leading up to it. And it's the Quantum Collective Southwest Invasion. It's in association.
It's the biggest unofficial, right?
I don't know if it's the biggest, but it's in association with Whole Foods Market and Whole Planet Foundation. And it was 50 artists, 2 stages, 2 days, free, all ages, on the rooftop of the flagship Whole Foods in Austin. And it was amazing, but it's so much work. And so to be traveling with Keaton, and I think I was like in the car he was driving, as he always is, but I was just like in the front seat, just working and like having my earbuds in and figuring it out. Just there was no downtime.
Yeah, I was totally fine.
It was just chill.
I was listening to lectures on quantum physics. I was like, perfect. I'll do stuff you don't like.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was great. We got snowed in Boulder.
Yes.
Which was
wonderful.
It was also a bit of a bummer because I had planned to just go to every brewery possible. But that wasn't happening. And some good barbecue in St. Louis.
Yeah.
In a really sketchy hotel also.
Yeah.
The worst hotel ever. And then Austin was super fun, and then Taos, so we could breathe.
Yeah, that's the best.
And you went to Nashville too, right?
Yep, Nashville was.
Was Nashville in there?
Yeah, Nashville was in there. Remember, and then we drove it was snow in Nashville.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
You're writing with KDO, and I was.
That's right. I was writing with KDO, and you were working. KDO, she's so great. An artist, pop country artist, but amazing writer, amazing singer.
So was that the first time that you guys had been to Nashville?
No.
I was going to say.
Tons.
Yeah. Way more than me. I'm still like a Nashville baby.
Yeah. I've been going there pretty regularly for a long time.
Yeah. Well, you guys were just a few hours away from me then, so that was pretty cool.
Where are you exactly?
I'm in a small town exactly between Nashville and Knoxville.
Oh, okay.
What's it it's not even on the map. It's Monterey.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very small town. And Nashville is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from me. So
nice. All right. Well,
I definitely know Nashville and Knoxville.
Yeah. You don't know any of the between towns that are.
Some of them.
No one does. So
Chattanooga is a really great town. I love Chattanooga.
Yeah. So Laura, you also covered Bonnaroo this year.
Yeah. Bonnaroo was a lot of fun.
That was the first time you did it, right?
I did a few bucket list items this year.
Yeah.
Bonnaroo, I had always wanted to go to, and I've been working in the jam band music scene for 9 years now. And since, 9 years ago, Bonnaroo was way more of a jam band festival than it is now. But it still kind of has that, hippie vibe. I went there alone as part of my my project and column for Relics magazine on the flying solo concert experience.
Yeah.
And I got, I shouldn't say actually that I totally went alone, because I did have a media pass to cover for Breakthrough Radio. So although I did go alone, I hopped in a van with the guys from Relics, and they kind of dropped me off. And then I was surrounded by fellow radio nerds for the whole weekend, and did have an air-conditioned radio compound to go into. So it's a little bit different than Roughing It, the general admission way, but it was awesome. It was a really, really fantastic experience. I highly recommend that festival, and I'm not being paid to say that at all. It would be nice if they wanted to. It's just, it was cool. There's their whole theme and message of that festival is radiate positivity, and everyone just committed to it. And I haven't really experienced anything like that before, where you're talking just every person that you walk by is just having a good time and wants everyone else around them to be having a good time. And there was one afternoon towards the end of the weekend where I was exhausted. I was just feeling kind of lonely and weird and funky. And I was heading back to my tent, and I passed by this guy, and he stopped me and he said, "I'm sorry, I think you dropped something back there." And I turned around, and he's just like, "There it is. If you smiled, you picked it back up." And it was just one of those things like, is this really happening? Like, what was that? And I think in any other place it would sort of be a bit weird and just bizarre. But I mean, in there it was too. Yeah, the worst pickup line ever. But in that moment, it was just the most beautiful thing that I had probably heard all summer.
Yeah. And, if it had happened in a bar or something, it would have been a totally different. Exactly.
But it's cool, so that whole vibe, and just that thing of just everyone kind of looking out for one another, and just wanting everyone to remember that we're here because we're here for the music, and we're here for a good time. And that's pretty special.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, I'm glad that you got to do that this year.
I'd love to go. I know. I want to play.
Yeah. You've not ever been to Bonnaroo?
What? You've
never been to Bonnaroo?
I've never been. I've never been to Bonnaroo.
Yeah. Well, both of you will have to go next year then.
Yeah.
Have you been? Because it's not far from you.
No, it's not far from me, but I've never been either. It's amazing. Like all these things that we have in Tennessee, people assume because you live there, you've been and you've done these things, but it's more like tourists come in and do them. When you're like a local or whatever, you don't really, for whatever reason, you don't do that stuff. So.
Yeah.
You get out of town.
Yeah, right. It's weird.
Especially when all the tourists go to town. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Red Boot PR seems to be thriving. So.
Red Boot PR is doing really well. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a cool year. David Ryan Harris, the end of this year, I've been dying to just see him do some sort of official PR support, and I was incredibly honored that he did that with me this year.
Yeah.
And then earlier in the year with Chris Joyner, I was, again, with him too, very excited that he decided, you know what, let me take a moment to actually focus on myself, because he's been playing with everyone. He's been on tour pretty much all year with Heart and the Ann Wilson thing. Unfortunately, not taking a lot of time out for himself outside his record, but but with everyone. So it's nice, I think, when this year especially, having those special projects with just incredibly talented artists, and giving them that spotlight and attention that they really deserve.
Right. And I noticed that one of your artists, Measure, their song was featured on Taylor Swift's breakup list. Yeah. That's high praise.
Funny. I think it was
that was awesome.
Taylor Swift responded to a post that a fan of hers wrote on Tumblr about breaking up, and she was like, "Girl, I totally feel you. Here are some songs that I just love that helped me get through that stuff." And one of them was Measure's Begin Again. And within 24 hours, every news outlet covered it. It was Entertainment Weekly, Huffington Post, Rolling Stone, everyone. And that was cool. That was a fun thing for them. I know that they really enjoyed it, and I mean, that song is awesome. So yeah, Taylor.
Yeah. She has good taste.
She has good taste.
Yeah,
she does.
Obviously she does. Yeah. So last year we talked a little bit about your Etsy shop, and I noticed that you have added some herbal relaxation stuff to it this year.
Yeah.
So how did you get into that?
You know, I was thinking a lot about of what to give my friends and family for the holidays this year. And it just always seems weird to me to just keep buying stuff, because I always feel like I'm just sort of trading money around with my family.
Yeah.
Which is, it's just, I don't know. There's just something about it when I like really allow myself to think about it. It's like, what are we doing, guys? And so I just thought like, it would be so cool to make something. But when I thought about what I could make, it was like, well, I know that my dad probably won't wear a feather earring. So, and I had given all of them red boot shirts and koozies. So that was already covered. And just kind of the idea of just something to kind of breathe and calm yourself down kind of popped into mind. And I don't know exactly how I stumbled upon the idea of herbal bath products, but it just seemed yummy and delicious and smelled really good. And I was curious. So yeah, I gave it a shot, and it turns out it's really fun awesome to make. Yeah, Keaton helped me we mixed lavender blossoms and rose petals and lots of other stuff together.
Yeah, I should get some credit for that, I think.
Yeah, he does. He gets credit for mixing and fluffing flowers.
And stuffing.
Yeah.
And you painted the bags that they come in too, right?
I meant to give it to Lori.
Oh.
I'll send it to Lori.
It's so awesome.
Oh, that is so cute.
I
painted them. Yeah, that is so cute.
Cool.
Yeah, so people who are watching, there's probably a few of you guys who have these right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's fun. You know, that's really all that it was, and just kind of a fun thing. So that's on there now, and Red Boot merch is on there too, and just it's the least. I mean, Keaton talking about kind of music and figuring out putting himself out there in the mainstream world and focusing and narrowing in on something. I could probably take some notes on that for my Etsy shop, but it's just a little bit of everything. So.
Well, you know, when you're creative, your mind sort of goes in a million different directions. So it's a little bit difficult to kind of focus on one thing and one thing only. So
absolutely.
And I noticed,
go good.
Exactly. Everyone just looks at it.
It's the idea.
Well, I noticed that Keaton picked up a couple of interesting hobbies this year too, pumpkin carving and something with microscopes.
That's right. I had no idea that I had a talent for pumpkin carving.
Yeah, it was really good though.
I was like, I've watched enough Food Network like holiday championship things to be like, I want to try it like that. Yeah, I carved it. I didn't have any of the right tools though. I just used a paring knife for everything.
It made me really nervous the whole time.
Nervous. I couldn't even. We don't have a peeler that would work for that.
No, we need to get you tools for next year.
For next year, I'm getting.
Yeah, you don't want to do damage to your hands because you still have to play the guitar and stuff. So.
That is the first choice.
But yes, and then microscope. Well, I always, I love science a lot, and so my mom got me a microscope. Right.
Microscope Mondays.
And we did a microscope Mondays.
Yeah, I think you did like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, because I was just checking out, just like, well, I wonder what this looks like. What does that look like? But it's amazing. I mean, everything looks amazingly cool under a microscope.
So he's taking the stuff from your herbal bags and putting them under the microscope and looking at them.
Actually, you could do that now. You could bring back Microscope Mondays.
Bring back Microscope Mondays. Okay.
Yeah, and kind of do a cross promotion with Laura's relaxation bags. Maybe. Well, I noticed that you performed again this year for the Humane Society in San Bernardino County. Yeah, so I don't think I ever asked you if Bentley was a rescue dog, or how she came into your life?
I got Bentley from a rescue organization called Gentle Giants Rescue, and they specialize in large breed dogs. She was still a puppy when I got her from them, but I've had some older rescue dogs. One of my first dogs was like as an adult. Her name was Kira, and she was like had to have been 11 years old when I got her. Wow. But Bentley's 11 years old now, so yeah. I've had her since she was like 8 months.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed a picture that she was in a bandage, so I hope she's okay.
Yes, she's all right now. That was she had something in her ear. She had to have it surgically removed, and so we put that. They had that Band-Aid on her head, and it was pretty adorable.
Yeah,
but ridiculous. She's fine now, though. Totally
yeah,
fine.
Well, that's good. Tell her I said hi.
She's always fine. Fine, even with the band.
Guys, I think that's about all the questions, but I think that you're gonna. And that's about all of my questions, unless you guys have something that you would like to add. I know that you're going to sing something before we go. So.
Yeah, what should we sing? Should we sing When I Go?
Sure. Sounds good.
That's my best addition to any conversation, I think, is musical. All right. On a day that I almost lost my mind, I was feeling this dirty habit of mine. I've been drunk on your lies, I was buried alive, I've been so blind. I was tempted by fate, and I've been till I break, but I'll be fine. 'Cause you know that when I go, I'm never coming back. When I go, I'm never coming back. When I go, I'm never coming back. When I go, I'm never coming back, no. Oh, on a day that I almost lost my soul, I was standing at the crossroads, but I didn't fold. We've been up, we've been down, but you pushed me around for the last time. It's a fight to the death, it'll take your last breath, but I'll be fine. 'Cause you know when I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. No, time to go, time to go. Time to go, time to go. Time to go, time to go, time to go. Time to go, time to go, time to go. When I go, time to go. Time to go, time to go. Time to go, time to go. Time to go, time to go.
Yeah. I love that song. I love it. You guys did such a great job with it. Before we go, I wanted to say that I'm sorry about the passing of Elaine. Your co-writer and friend. I didn't know her that well, but we became a little bit acquainted on Twitter after I interviewed the two of you last year. It was clear that she was a very big supporter of yours, so I'm really sorry that she passed.
Yes, well, thank you. That means a lot to hear. Yeah, it's been really shocking and very sad, and you know, I don't even know what else to say about it. It's been I've been reflecting so much on all of the songs that we've written together, and Elaine loved Christmas time. She loved it and loved writing Christmas songs, and we wrote like 3 or 4 original Christmas songs together. And so during this time of year, I'm really thinking about a lot of the stuff that we worked on, and especially those songs too. At the Stage It show, right? That's one of the prizes for the Stage It.
Yeah.
I'm doing a Stage It show in a couple of days.
Yeah.
The eve of the eve, as you know. And one of the prizes is a bunch of the Christmas songs that unreleased Christmas songs that I did with Elaine.
And I just heard one of them, and I don't think I ever.
You hadn't heard it, right?
It's awesome.
I don't play everything for Laura, so then sometimes she like, well, here's something you're like, I never heard that before.
Well, it's good that you can still surprise her. So.
Oh yeah. Shock sometimes even.
Well, we've got a couple of dates here for you in 2016. Yes. You're going to be in LA at the Hotel Cafe on the 6th, January 6th. In Denver with Rob Drapekin at the Bluebird Theater on the 9th. At the Off the Record Festival in Atlantic City, May 19th through the 21st. Pat McGee's Down the Hatch in Outer Banks, North Carolina on June the 2nd through the 5th. And of course, your annual Eve of the Eve Stage It show is coming up in a few days at 9:30, 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific. So
perfect.
And a lot more dates too.
Yeah,
a lot more dates too
that will
coming.
Be announced within the next few weeks.
Indeed.
A lot of East Coast and
including Rock by the Sea, right?
Rock by the Sea.
When is Rock by the Sea?
The week before Off the
Awesome.
Record.
So yeah, Rock by the Sea is another festival before Off the Record, which is another great festival with just amazing artists. It's in St. George Beach, Florida.
And when is that?
Really cool. What are the exact dates? Do you know? I know it's but
it's in May. I know that much.
In May, look online, follow me. I won't hide the information from you. I'm not
and I'll share it and I'll post links and stuff. So that's good. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming back. I know that you're very busy, but I appreciate you guys coming back on the show. You're always so generous with your time and with your talent, and believe me, I don't take that for granted. So.
Well, it's a pleasure, and the same goes for you. It's thank you so much for taking the time to hang with us.
Absolutely. Well, I know you guys got to get going, so hopefully I will see you next year. Hopefully we can do this again next year or something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Have another Eve of the Eve of the Eve of the Eve.
We got every day we'll have something planned.
Right, exactly.
All the way back right to the Eve itself.
Right, exactly.
Bonnaroo too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You may have to stay in town for Bonnaroo. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys. Well, you guys have a good Christmas and everything.
You too. Happy holidays.
Yeah. Bye.